Chapter 10 Animals Shelter. We will learn about what a shelter is, need of a shelter, shelter of birds, shelter of terrestrial animals, shelter of aquatic animals, shelter of arboreal animals, nocturnal animals, shelter of other animals, man-made shelters for animals. What a shelter is. Like us, animals also need shelter to live in. A shelter is a basic need of all living beings. Various animals live in various kinds of shelters. It can be permanent or temporary. Need of a shelter. All living beings live in shelters to keep themselves safe from heat, rain, cold and enemies and to take rest. The shelters in which animals live is known by special names. Let us know more about shelters of animals. Shelter of birds. Birds build nests when they have to lay eggs. They make their nest using straw, thread, twigs, leaves, cotton, wool, grass, etc. They build them at the safe places. Let us know more about the nests of various birds. Woodpecker. A woodpecker makes its nest by drilling and pecking a hole in a tree trunk using its sharp beak. Knowledge hunter. Woodpeckers have strong head muscles. The strong, dense neck muscles allow woodpeckers to repeatedly drill up to 20 times a second. Kingfisher. A kingfisher digs a hole in the river banks and makes its nest in it. Knowledge hunter. Most of the birds build their own nests. Cuckoo is a lazy and clever bird. It lays its eggs in a crow's nest. It does not build its own nest. Sparrows and pigeons. Sparrows and pigeons build their nests using bits of straw, grass, leaves, threads, pieces of cotton and pieces of clothes. Weaver bird. A weaver bird is expert at making its nest. It makes its nest using strips of palm, grass and banana leaves. Its nest is very attractive. Its nest has an opening at the lower end for the bird's entry and exit. Penguins. The penguins build their nests by collecting pebbles and bones and laying them on the ground. Birds protect and feed their young ones in their nest until they learn to fly on their own. Shelter of terrestrial animals. The animals that live on land are known as terrestrial animals. For example, lion, giraffe, tiger, bear, zebra, etc. Let us know about their shelters. Many animals like elephants, giraffes and zebras live under the shade of trees. The wild animals like lions, bears and tigers live in caves known as dens. Knowledge hunter. Lions have dens for a specific purpose, to give birth to cubs and raise them. Shelter of aquatic animals. A wide range of animals live in or near ponds, seas, lakes and oceans. Water gives them the required food and oxygen. For example, fish, sea anemones, crabs, jellyfish, whales, starfish, octopus, turtles, eels, dolphins, sea urchins, etc. These animals have fins or limbs for swimming. Eels live under coral reefs. Snails and tortoises have soft bodies. They keep themselves safe with the shells having on their back. Amphibians. There are some animals that can live both on land as well as in water. Such animals are known as amphibians. For example, frogs, salamanders and toads. They breathe through lungs on land and through skin in water. Besides, they possess webbed feet which enables them to swim in water. In addition to it, there are some animals which are called semi-aquatic. For example, walrus, seal and sea lion. They are found in the polar regions. They come to the ground for breeding purpose and return to water bodies to locate their food. Shelter of arboreal animals. There are some animals that live on tree tops. They are known as arboreal animals. For example, squirrels, leopards, monkeys, etc. Knowledge hunter. An albatross is a seabird. It spends its whole life flying over the sea. It comes down on the seashore only to build a nest and lay eggs. It makes its nest using soil and plants. It lays single large egg. A spider's web. A spider spins a web with a kind of silk which is formed in its body. This silk comes out as a liquid which becomes solid on coming in contact with air. Its web has blobs of glue to trap insects. A spider can easily get caught in its own web. Therefore, it just avoids the sticky blobs. Nocturnal animals. The animals which are seen only at night and are very active only at night are known as nocturnal animals. In the daytime, they take rest in their shelters. For example, owls and bats. They can see very well in the dark. Owls make their nest in the hollows of trees and old buildings. Shelter of other animals. Crocodiles and alligators are also amphibians. They, however, are reptiles. A hippopotamus also lives both in water and on land, but it is a mammal. Rats, snakes, rabbits and earthworms live in holes or burrows in the ground. Ants make ant hills with long tunnels. Termites live in underground colonies. Man-made shelters for animals. Besides, we also make shelters for our pets like cats and dogs. Animals like horses, hens, cows and buffaloes are useful to us in many ways. We tame them for our benefits. They are known as domestic animals. We also make shelters for them. Keywords. Shelter, a place to live in. Blob, a small drop or lump of something, viscid or thing. Benefit is advantage or profit. Terrestrial, belonging to land. Tame, to rear animals. Aquatic, belonging to water. I should remember. Like us, animals also need shelter to live in. A shelter is a basic need of all living beings. The shelters in which animals live is known by special names. The weaver bird is expert at making nests. The wild animals live in dens. Many animals live in or near water bodies. A spider spins a web with a kind of silk. Owls and bats are nocturnal animals. Man also makes shelter for pets and domestic animals.